What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So now that Ultra Sun and Moon are officially out, I want to highlight the Alola region as much as possible for the next little while. And one of the most notable things to come out of Alola are Team Skull. Team Skull pretty easily became a fan favorite as soon as they were revealed because of their attitude and their whole gangsta theme, and they're easily one of the most intriguing evil teams out there. As you might guess, they also have a bunch of interesting facts to go along with them, and that's exactly what we're looking at today. Here are 10 interesting facts about Team Skull. If you'll take a look at the Team Skull grunts, you'll notice that they have blue and pink hair. Believe it or not, this is actually a continuing trend amongst the evil teams, where every single team has members who have some sort of shade of red and blue hair. The exception to this is Team Plasma from Black and White, who kind of did their own thing anyway. Now, it's impossible to know if something as random as this is at all intentional, but if so, it could be in reference to the Generation 1 games, Pokémon Red and Blue. The two admins of Team Skull, Guzma and Plumeria, both received their names from different species of flowers, the Guzmania and Plumeria species of flowers specifically. This follows a recent trend that Pokemon games have had where many of the newer characters are named after flowers. So Pokemon is a franchise well known for not giving the player character much of a family life, notoriously being without a father in most every game. However, this is not the case for Guzma of Team Skull, as we actually get to meet his parents in Sun and Moon, and ironically, this is actually the case for most of the evil team leaders in Pokemon. With the exception of Archie and Maxie, every other evil team leader has family members that are actually present in their respective games, and this even includes Lusamine and the Aether Foundation. The one I cannot yet speak for, however, are the Ultra Recon Squad, because Ultra Sun and Moon haven't quite come out yet at the time of writing this, but either way, it's a very interesting coincidence. So Team Skull is a bit unique from the other evil teams in that they actually have an entire town as their headquarters instead of just some secret hidden base. This town of course is known as Po Town, and Po Town gets its name from the Hawaiian word Po, meaning night. However, this is a bit of an ironic fact as Po Town is the only city or town in Alola whose music does not change depending on the time of day. Team Skull is also interesting in that it isn't actually the only Team Skull we've seen in the Pokemon franchise. There was actually another Team Skull in the Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky games, and it consisted of the poison types Koffing, Zubat, and Skuntank. Team Skull from Sun and Moon also use a good amount of poison types, and Plumeria even specializes in them. So Team Skull uses a black and white color scheme in their uniforms, obviously because it's the color scheme of a skull, but it might possibly have another meaning as well. As we see throughout the games, Team Skull are not good guys, but at the same time they're not necessarily bad guys either, just a little misguided more than anything. Their black and white color scheme fits this well because it shows their duality between good and evil. Now this probably wasn't an intentional design choice, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Once you arrive in Po Town and Sun and Moon in order to take down Team Skull, you'll find Team Skull grunts scattered all throughout the town. One such grunt that's pretty noticeable is the one towards the middle of town that's standing on a truck. If you talk to him, he will say, "What a lovely day." This is a reference to the movie Mad Max Fury Road, where this line is also spoken on top of a truck. Shifting our focus a little bit to the Pokemon anime, Team Skull is actually the only evil team to ever debut in the first episode of the series in which they were introduced. Following up this fact, we have another fact relating to this that's a bit ironic. If you explore the Shady House in Po Town, you'll find a couple Team Skull grunts talking to one another. One mentions that they can't tell each other apart because of their uniforms, and the other suggests that they should wear name tags in order to tell each other apart. The first grunt dismisses this, saying that it won't work because they're all named Grunt, which is obviously a joke on the fact that grunts don't get their own individual names. The irony in all of this is that in the first episode of the Sun and Moon anime, we meet 3 Team Skull grunts, all who have their own individual names and are known as Tup, Rap, and Zip. And to top off the list, Team Skull is actually a bit more unique than you might give them credit for. They're the only evil team who has no real motive aside from just causing trouble, they're the only evil team with less than 2 admins, with Plumeria being the only one, and they're the only evil team who aren't even the main antagonists of their respective games, with the Aether Foundation taking that role in Sun and Moon. And there it is! Those are 10 interesting facts about Team Skull. Now that Ultra Sun and Moon are officially out, be sure to let me know how you guys are liking the game in the comments below, just don't post any spoilers. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new for more Ultra Sun and Moon content, and even more Pokemon content in general. Anyways, I will be back with another video soon, so until the next one, as always, I will smell you guys later.